And you all came down here to see some horses. Well, they're not here yet. But before they get here, I wanted to thank you all. We're here today to celebrate our fine police department, and we're to celebrate the generosity of our community. We, on the platform, and Becca Boulder, our executive director, will be telling you more about the campaign. But I want to particularly thank our lead sponsors, Together Wichita, Patterson Legal Group, Hartman Oil Company, Marketplace Properties, Equity Bank, and the Old Town Association for their generosity. In addition to these generous people, we had over 81 businesses and individuals make contributions to this campaign. So welcome. We have with us today some of our city dignitaries. The mayor's here somewhere. I saw him. There's the mayor, Longwell. And we have Councilman Fry here. Councilwoman Claycomb is here. And Deputy Chief Salido is here. Or not. There he is back there. Okay. And I think Gordon Ramsay may or may not be here. So anyway. So that's all I've got to say. I'm going to introduce you now to Becca Boulder, who is the executive director of the Wichita Police Foundation, and she can tell you more about the campaign and more particularly about some horses or something.
And thank you to everyone for coming out today to the Wichita Police Foundation Horse for Heroes homecoming. This is a time for the community to get to know the Wichita Police Department Mounted Unit and meet the Clydesdales, who are the newest members of the Mounted Unit. As a community member, I know the Mounted Unit is an incredible asset to the department and the city of Wichita. In 2018 alone, the Mounted Unit helped ensure community members were able to enjoy community festivals by providing crowd control at more than 25 events such as Riverfest, Wagon Master's Chili Cook-Off, and the Convoy of Hope. Additionally, the Mounted Unit has deterred and prevented crime in Old Town by patrolling every Friday and Saturday night. The horses and riders are ambassadors of goodwill in our community. And at this time, I would like to introduce you as our Mounted Unit makes their entrance. The Mounted Unit consists of 14 officers and 2 sergeants, as well as 8 police horses. With us today, on the right, we have Officer Piner riding Scout, Officer Robinson riding Mac. On the right, Officer Hoofer on Storm, and on the left, Officer Doolahary on Felicity. Officer Gerlach on Ranger. Sergeant Bolin on Pilgrim. On the left, sorry, it's reversed. On the left, we have Officer Clark on the 2-year-old and Sergeant Rusko on the 4-year-old Clydesdale. The 2 new Clydesdales stand in the center. This is a historic event. Today, the Clydesdales have made their public debut as the newest members of the Wichita Police Department Mounted Unit. This is one of the first times where the Mounted Unit has been able to select horses that are ideal for police work. Today, we introduce you to the horses, the Clydesdales, that were purchased by the Wichita Police Foundation through our Horse for Heroes campaign. The campaign was a 6-week project where we reached out to the community and let you know how important our Mounted Unit is, the amount of time that they spend serving our community at local festivals, patrolling Old Town, and even at community events. The Mounted Unit is truly an ambassador of goodwill in our community, and I could not be more proud to have had the opportunity to work with them. The Clydesdales were purchased from Cowskin Creek Clydesdale Farm, which is a world-renowned breeder of black Clydesdales. The 4-year-old weighs 1,800 pounds, and the 2-year-old weighs about 1,700 pounds. Both horses will continue to grow. The reason we chose the Clydesdales are because they really are ideal for police work. As you can see, they're very calm. These horses were purchased on July 6th, and so they've been in training for really just a month. Prior to, they had never been under a saddle before. So what you're seeing today is only a month of training getting them ready for police work. So we are very excited to add them to the mounted unit for the Wichita Police Foundation to have the opportunity to invite the community to come in alongside us in support of our great department, who are truly some of Wichita's finest. At this time, I would like to call Sergeant Brauer up to share a few words.
Hello, I'm Sergeant Ed Brauer, one of the 2 sergeants for the mounted unit here with the police department. I would like to thank the Police Foundation for all their efforts in raising the funds, and thank all the sponsors and donors that made this possible. It's such an overwhelming gift. We've always wanted to get into the draft horses, but they're not as common around here, say, as they are back east. And I know New York City and Chicago, cities like that, have used draft horses for a while. But we started this adventure back in December when the chief gave me a call and said, hey, go out to Cowskin Creek and find out what it's going to take to get us in the game. We found out what we needed. We went to Becca and the Wichita Police Foundation. They did a wonderful job, and the community responded, and we were able to purchase the horses as well as the complimentary tack that goes along with it, because obviously the saddles, the bridles, everything is larger for a draft horse. But special thank you to the community, to everybody that made this possible. Thank you very much.
So I'm sure you're all wondering, I introduced all the other horses, what the Clydesdales' names are, right? So I want to tell you a little bit about that. Part of some of the sponsorship package is we're being able to have the naming rights for the horses with approval from the mounted department, or the mounted unit. So with that, Patterson Legal Group was one of our presenting sponsors, and they did a campaign on social media asking the community to provide input on the horses' names. And they submitted five names, and so at this time, I'm going to have Sergeant Brauer announce the name for the 2-year-old.
The 2-year-old Clydesdale's name is Keeper, as in Keeper of the Plains.
Oh. I messed that up. I'm just going to be honest. This is what... So let me correct that. I'm so sorry. So Patterson Legal Group was the presenting sponsor for the 4-year-old, which is the black horse. And the 2-year-old is the brown horse. So the 2-year-old's name, chosen by Together Wichita, which is a group of individuals representing different businesses that leave lasting legacies to the community. Together Wichita submitted the name Keeper for the 2-year-old, and they were the Clydesdale legacy sponsor. I am so sorry. Okay, now the 4-year-old, sponsored and partly by Patterson Legal Group.
Oh, right. The name of the 4-year-old Clydesdale is Hero.
So, like Sergeant Brauer said, in addition to the 2 Clydesdales, we also purchased the saddles and tack that will be needed for these horses to be police horses. But we're not done. The response from the community was so incredible that we have been able to purchase additional equipment for the entire mounted unit. Previously, their budget was very minimal. They could not purchase very much on a year-to-year basis, and the equipment that they use really helps keep them safe as officers, keeps the horses safe, provides visibility at night for the officers, for the horses, as well as for community members to be able to see them. So in addition to 2 Clydesdales, 2 saddles, and the tack for those 2 Clydesdales, we are also purchasing 16 saddle pads. Each officer and each sergeant will get a brand new saddle pad. We are purchasing 16 reflective breast collars, so each officer will have a reflective breast collar for when they're working, as well as 32 reflective leg covers, so all the horses are visible from head to toe. None of this could have been possible without the support of our sponsors, without the support of the businesses in Old Town and around Wichita that came out swinging, as well as so many individual community members that offered their support. So thank you to each and every one of you. Thank you to everyone that's here to meet the mounted unit, to meet the new Clydesdales. We truly could not have done it without you. So from the bottom of my heart, thank you so much on behalf of the Wichita Police Foundation. We're going to continue working forward, and we do want to present the bill of sale to Chief Ramsey.
Chief, on behalf of the Wichita Police Foundation, I give you 2 horses and associated tag.
Excellent. Thank you so much. I want to thank Becca and Harvey and the rest of the foundation board, as well as everybody that donated. This is a big day for us, very exciting day. In the world of policing, you know, a lot of the stuff we deal with is negative, and this is one thing that everybody is excited about. So thank you all for coming here today and sharing in our fun day and a day to celebrate for the mounted unit of the Wichita Police Department.